Hi, I'm Rob.
And I'm Angie.
And together, we are TwinFinity.
We are twin flames in union, back to do a video. We haven't done one in a little bit. Well, I guess it's only been a week.
About a week and a bit.
But we have not done what this is called is a tangent talk. We haven't done a tangent talk in a long time because when we were doing our story videos, they started taking all of our time and we couldn't keep up with doing tangent talks every month like we had hoped to. So now that we're not doing our story anymore, we can do more tangent talks.
Yes, we just couldn't manifest a 28-hour day.
No.
So we had to do without some tangent talks.
And speaking of manifesting, that was a nice little segue. Not even planned.
Yeah.
Today's tangent talk is all about manifesting. And why is it all about manifesting, you may ask? Because today is 11/11/11, November 11th of 2018. And why we chose today to do a manifesting video, I'm actually going to read some information. I got it from a website called Higher Perspectives. There's been tons of stuff floating around about today, 11/11/11, how it's such a significant day. And one of the websites that was shared throughout the week on Facebook and stuff had talked about, it being such a high manifesting day. So I thought, wow, well, this is perfect because we were already going to share our manifesting video. So I just wanted to read to you just a little explanation about this.
Can I actually throw something in here too?
Throw it in.
Okay. It's 11/11/11, but the third 11, for some of you, you might not be quite getting where it comes from. This is 2018, and 2 and plus 0 plus 1 plus 8 of 2018 is 11.
Ta-da!
Isn't that just amazing?
Brilliant.
I didn't think of that till about a week ago after hearing, 11/11/11's coming up, going, 11/11, wasn't that 2011? What do you mean? Oh, 18. Oh, there we are. Now I got it.
Yeah, so it's a very special day. So in numerology, this website says 11 is a master number, as a lot of us know. It's the number of unique creation, authentic expression, and rapid manifestation. If you're looking at the shape of the number 11, it represents two pillars, right? The 1, 2, which why we often comment in the twin flame world, it's 11/11 in the morning. We often, Rob and I, as you probably know, text at 11/11 every day if we can because of this. So it said that it's a gateway, which opens a direct portal between divine inspiration and grounded manifestation. So triple this, 11/11/11, and we're talking manifestation at light speed. I like that, at light speed. So it said November 11th, 2018, the 11/11/11 portal flies wide open, forming the most potent manifestation gateway of the decade. Expect a rapid expansion of your personal power and abundance potential. Wow, is that not just like wow? So again, if you want to read more about this from this website, it was higherperspectives.com that this was on. Now, what is also cool is that we truly believe the 11/11 portal because we've experienced it very personally before we even understood 11/11 and the real significance of it. And Rob's going to share why.
Well, this was on 11/11/2014. I knew nothing about 11, 000. But on this day, not long after Angie had first told me about twin flames, for whatever reason, probably because it was 11/11, I was starting to put things together, starting to really understand. And I sent Angie a text saying, twin flames, condensed version because I was working. Yeah, I was at work while I was trying to type away at this. First of all, I could use a bit more discussion on the basics of the concept of twin flame from your point of view. I'm sure that what we are on is a similar understanding, but I'm fascinated by the concept and amazed that we are influenced and bound by this honor. I'm still sorting majorly on whether twin flaming creates the high respect I have for you/us, or is it influenced by love? Does it create love? Are they one and the same, or do they work in parallel? What am I supposed to do with all these feelings and questions? FYI, you have had weeks/months to dwell on this topic. I have had just a few short days to sort and file. It just all of a sudden awoke with me on an 11/11. And I wouldn't know till next year when Angie was pointing out what I had texted her back in 2014 that I chose to awake on 11/11.
And what's really neat is I was really guided, almost pushed, to tell him we were twin flames on November 8th. That was a Saturday back in 2014. And it took him a couple days to really process the information, and it was November 11th that he awoke to twin flames. He hadn't read anything. I hadn't told him anything of what twin flames were, but he just started getting it. So 11/11 gateway is powerful. Our own experience is proof of that. And now that we're on an 11/11/11 gateway, it's hugely powerful, especially like that website was saying in terms of manifestation. So let's talk about manifestation. What is manifesting? It's actually funny. When I was just earlier today preparing for this video, I was in our bedroom pulling out papers. You should see I got papers everywhere.
Papers everywhere.
I
you can't see all the paper around us right now.
No, but it's funny. We should take one of our behind the scenes pictures and show you because it's funny. So anyway, while I'm pulling out papers, I see my angel cards and I'm told pull a card. Well, wouldn't you be surprised? What did I pull? Law of attraction. So I'm going to read this because it very much explains what manifesting is all about. Each thought is an investment that pays immediate dividends. So invest wisely. You have the power to choose your thoughts and align them with love, peace, and harmony. At your request, we will gladly attune your energies to higher frequencies. So what this is saying is that our thoughts truly do create a reality. So let's be very careful what we think. So we both want to just share with you an experience we've had with manifesting long before we both knew anything about manifesting. For me, one of the first experiences I had with manifesting was when I was way back in 1997. I was just graduating from nursing school and just looking for my very first apartment. Because I'm a list maker, I just made a whole list of everything I wanted. I knew which building I wanted to be in, and this was in Edmonton, which is about 3.5 hours north of where we live now in Calgary, Alberta. This building that I was looking at had 2 different towers. So I wanted to be in the tower that was closest to the west so that I could have a sunset view every night. I wanted to be up high. I wanted to be close to grocery stores and buses because I didn't have a vehicle. And I had just made this whole list of all these things I wanted. Again, not knowing anything about manifesting, I just made a list because I'm a list person. That's just what I do. So wouldn't you know it, I find exactly what I'm looking for. It's in the right building of these 2 towers. It's facing west. It's right close to the buses, right close to groceries. It's like the perfect place. I go look at it and it's everything I want. But just something in me was like, no, it's not the one. And I didn't even understand because I didn't know about intuition even back then. I didn't know how to listen to my intuition. So I hummed and hawed and finally I decided, yes, I'm going to take this. Like, why wouldn't I take this? Go call the lady. It's gone. I was devastated. I'm like, I lost the apartment that I wanted. And then only weeks later, my parents had sent my friend and I to Banff for a graduation gift. And of course, we've shared this in our story videos if you've followed along with those. And while we were on our way to Banff, driving to the mountains, we pass Calgary. We have to go through Calgary, the city we live in now. And I just got this weird, strong call, like I have to move to Calgary. So wouldn't you know, just weeks later, I end up going to Calgary because the pull just got stronger and stronger even after I went back to Edmonton after our trip in Banff. So I decided to go to Calgary, look for a place to live, and I found not only exactly everything that was on my list that I thought was so perfect from what I found in Edmonton, but it was even more perfect. Not only did I get my west-facing apartment that was high up in a high-rise, I also, now that I was living in Calgary, had a mountain view. So I didn't just have my sunsets that I wanted, I got a mountain view too. My apartment, this is weird because not many apartments have this, my apartment had pink carpet. I mean, if you know me, you know I love pink. I loved pink back then. So it was the coolest thing to walk in and I'm like, oh my God, there's pink carpet. And this wasn't significant then, but it is now. It was on the 11th floor of the building. I kid you not. My apartment, I think, was 1116?
Yes, 1116.
1116.
1116.
Yep. And the most amazing piece, actually before I show the most amazing piece, not only did I have one train out my front door for easy travel because, you know, I didn't have a car. I had two trains. There's two trains in this apartment building that crisscross right in front of the apartment building. And I had two grocery stores within easy walking distance. So I had everything on my list plus more. But the most important thing, that's where I met him. Is that building. So without having any clue about manifesting, I manifested my very first apartment just because my thoughts were in alignment with what I wanted. And that's the trick is with manifesting is we are always creating, whether we're conscious of it or not. Our thoughts, our words, our feelings, everything is always creating. And that's why people say, be aware of what you're thinking. Be aware of what you're feeling. Be aware of what you're putting out there. We're always creating, and my first apartment was total proof. And you have a similar story, and that's funny, it's 11:11 right now.
Just as we're switching.
Yeah.
Well, my apartment story started in 1994. I knew I was going to be leaving Edmonton eventually. I was chasing a career, and it turned out that I got a job in Calgary, which was just perfect because back then, I was just discovering that I really loved mountains. And of course, Calgary is right close to the mountains. So I wanted to be in Calgary for that reason. Also, no offense to Edmonton, where I was living as well before. They have a smaller airport. And I love airplanes. I used to do day trips from Edmonton to go to watch the airplanes fly out of Calgary's airport because more exciting things happened in Calgary from that point of view. So I got the job in Calgary, and then I had to find an apartment right away because I was going to be starting this job not even inside of 1 week. So my thoughts were I wanted something that faced west, and I want to be in a high-rise. I already lived in a high-rise in Edmonton. I was 17 stories up facing west, and I loved it. You could see the storms rolling in at night. It was beautiful there. Anyway, I wanted something west-facing, way up high, and I wanted to be able to see the mountains. I hadn't thought about sunsets. That wasn't on my list. That was just a bonus. There was another bonus as well, though. So I drove to the west edge of Calgary. I looked up at the buildings. I saw 2 or 3, and I thought, no, this is the most westerly. There's nothing in front of it. Yeah, it looks like it's a rental place. Okay, great. Where's the rental office? Go in there, and I said, what's the highest thing you have up west, or on the west side of this building? And they checked their records and they said, well, we have something on the 36th floor. And I said, well, how tall is the building? And they said 37 floors. And I said, is there any chance there's anything even higher, like on that last floor? And they said, no, that's all the penthouse suites up there. And I went, oh, yeah, great. That's a lot more expensive. No, I don't need that. So we go up, we look at the apartment on the 36th floor. It's perfect. It's great. It's got 2 bedrooms. So I've got a place to sleep, and I've got a place to put my weight room. And it's also got a north-facing window, which if I used a pair of binoculars, overlooked the airport. From a distance. I had to use the binoculars, but it was just absolutely perfect. So I knew what I wanted, went and looked for it, found it. That is it was beyond luck. Things like that just don't drop to you by luck. I call that manifesting. Many years later, because back then, I didn't know what manifesting was.
And that's the thing. You don't have to know what manifesting is. You don't even know how to have to do it because we're always manifesting. But when you learn how to consciously manifest, how to consciously create, wow, can we be powerful? I mean, if we can be powerful when we have no clue what we're doing, imagine what shifts we can make when we are powerful. And because we're in such a high portal of manifestation, why not learn how to manifest now and embrace it and manifest what you desire while the portal is open? So we're going to share with you some techniques that we use for manifesting. First, though, I wanted to share with you, and you can too, things that we have manifested. I actually made a gigantic list of things that I have manifested because I've done a lot of manifesting, both consciously and both not consciously.
Angie is the master manifester between the two of us. I tend to pick things where I can influence something that's already going to likely happen. For example, weather. Holding off a storm till I'm done a golf game. I don't know how many times I've been putting away my golf clubs in the rain, but I got the 18th hole done still while it was dry outside. It's I call it uncanny, but no, it is a form of manifesting. Hey, hang off. I got 2 more holes to golf. Okay, done. Or the times that I've been wanting to get to the summit of a mountain and the weather just isn't great, but yeah, if the weather would just hold off for a couple hours, I could get to the summit and at least be on my way down before it starts to snow or rain. Very seldomly have I lost a mountain climb getting to a summit because the weather came in sooner. I usually ask for the weather to hold off, and for whatever reason, instead of raining at 1 o'clock, it'll start to rain at 3. It's a beautiful thing. It really is.
Yep. You've got the weather god thing figured out really well.
And so do you.
Somewhat. In fact, I did manifest weather. But before I go to my manifesting list, I wanted to say, it's funny you said that I was, what did you call me? The master
manifester.
It's funny he says that because that's one of the things I forgot in all my pieces of paper that are sitting right here. I actually have not 1, but 2 stickies over in our kind of like kitchen dining area. And they're just like little stickies stuck to the wall, and they literally say, I am a master manifester. And that is one way to manifest. Everything we state when we put after the words I am are very powerful creation words. So I often tell people, be very careful what you say after I am. In fact, if people say, oh, I'm so stupid, or something like that, I will make them correct it. You've seen me do that? I think I've done it to you, too.
It's 3 nice things after one
That's right.
not so nice thing, especially about yourself.
Yeah, I'll make people say, what? 3 nice things. I am this. I am that. Because you have to, like, now erase what you said.
Got to correct.
That's right. So I am a master manifester. I state that often just to affirm, not in an ego way, but to affirm that, because the truth is we are all master manifestors. In fact, before I share the list of what I've manifested, let's just maybe talk about why we are all master manifestors. If you remember from some of our other discussions that we've talked about, we all come from the same energy, whether you want to call it God energy, creator energy. Personally, I like the word creator because doesn't that just say it right there? Creator. We are part of the creator energy. We are co-creators of our experience with the larger energy of us, which is God, creator, universe, however you like to put it. So that's why we are all master manifestors, because we all have the ability to create. We all are creating with everything we say, we do, we think, we be. All of it is always creating. It's just the more intention you put in it, the more energy you put in it, the more you get your creation. So sure, you might say, oh, this happened today, and oh, that happened. And it doesn't manifest into anything further than that because you've not put a ton of energy into it. But the more energy we put in, the more we're going to create. So when I learned this, I started to really create consciously. And I have created homes, both this home and other homes. And what I've always done to create my homes is make a list. I get as specific as possible, and I write everything I want. I mean, right down to every little detail. In this house, the partner I was with at the time, my karmic partner, he even added, and he wanted 2 hot water tanks. Who would even think to put that on a list, really? And who in their house has 2 hot water tanks? Guess what? We have 2, or we used to have 2 hot water tanks. One just died this past year, and we had it taken out. But even that ended up, I mean, I had on the list animals. I wanted lots of nature and animals. Well, we have like a backyard of trees and rocks and deer and rabbits and finches and hawks. And I mean, we get tons of animals. So I can manifest homes. I've manifested vehicles. My first car after I moved to Calgary, I really wanted, I don't know why, but I wanted not only a Honda Civic, but I wanted it to be teal green. I got my teal green Honda Civic. I was so excited. Relationships, of course, this one. Not only did I manifest him the first time, but I re-manifested him when we got back into union. And in fact, one of the many things that's sitting beside me for my demonstrations, because I'm highly visual, is the list I made just before I met him way back in 1997. This was July 8th, and it's funny, I even have in here, it was a Thursday in 1997. I have an entire list of 40 qualities. Starts there, you can see them. I even checked them off later in the different color pen and wrote Robert beside them, because that became him. And it carries on to the whole next page. I had a huge list of everything I wanted to manifest. So again, this was before I knew anything about manifesting. I'm just a list person. And I find it very effective to use a list to manifest. It just works for me. I've also manifested jobs. Weather, our wedding day is a very good example of that. You want to talk about the fire stuff and all that?
Right before the time we were getting married, for about 2 weeks before then, there'd been lots of forest fires in the mountains, and everything was smoky. So smoky you could barely even see across a valley.
Oh, yeah. You couldn't even see the mountains on the other side of the valley.
Yeah, it was
disturbing.
It was really rough. Our wedding day, blue.
Perfect sky.
Perfect.
Yep.
Next day, couldn't see across the valley again. We had about a 36-hour break in the smoke. The weather had changed. The smoke blew away. It was perfect.
Yep.
I didn't believe she was that good.
And I spent time every day for weeks. What I did, again, for our wedding, and I've pulled this out. I don't know if I showed this in a video. Oh, I did. In the video we did about our wedding and after. Yes. I had a manifestation list of everything that I wanted for our day. I wanted nice weather. Of course, I wanted clear skies. I wanted all our guests to be happy. I wanted us to be happy and radiating love. I just had this whole list of, what I wanted for our day. We got it all of it. It was perfect. So it works. I've also manifested pets. I know that might sound funny. For the longest time, years and years ago, I wanted an orange tabby cat. And my girlfriend, Beth, we've talked about her many times in our story videos. She used to, when she lived in Calgary, foster cats, and she just happened to have an orange tabby kitten. So I ended up adopting an orange tabby kitten many years ago. And even our dog Cookie, who's sitting on Rob's lap right now. I manifested her. My karmic partner at the time couldn't have a cat because he was allergic, but I really wanted a pet. So I said, okay, well, we can get a dog, but I want the cattest dog possible. We have a cat dog. I call her that all the time. She's a cat dog. Yes. She's so much like a cat, but she's still a dog, which is really kind of funny. So, you can manifest anything. I've manifested possessions. I've lost many pieces of my jewelry over the years, and I just ask for help, and poof, they reappear. I had one piece of jewelry. This was something that was bought in Mexico, and I was devastated to have lost it because, of course, I couldn't replace it. I found out I lost it like blocks away from my house. I go walking 2 days later, and it's still sitting on the sidewalk. I mean, this beautiful pink iridescent bracelet. Why would nobody have picked that up? It was still there. I've even manifested our lost puzzle pieces that we shared. Yeah. Yeah. Lawsuits dropped, which of course we talked about in one of our story videos. And even our workshop room for our Banff workshop. In fact, I'll share that visual first. I'm going to work backwards now. So I think we shared this. Maybe we haven't. What I did is I printed out, first of all, for the workshop that we did in Banff last month in October. When we booked the room, we ended up getting the smaller room that wasn't really conducive to what we needed, but we were like, well, that's all that we got. We'll just see if we can manifest the bigger room. So I kind of took a bunch of pictures of the big room and then collaborated them all together in one document, printed it out, put one of those on our bathroom mirror at home and one at work at my desk. And so then I would stare at that all day long, either at home or at work. and just visualized us getting that room, and it worked. So here I actually printed them out. There's one from work and one at home. That's the work, no, that's the work one, that's the home one. So that's one way to manifest that I find very effective. Same thing as doing a vision board, quite frankly, because when we put images in front of ourselves all the time, it reminds our brain to think about those things. Even if it's not consciously, we're seeing it on a subconscious level. So it's a very powerful way to manifest. And if you're highly visual like me, it works well. Another way I like to manifest, talking about visual stuff, is I put things all over my walls. Like when I was really focusing on love and creating who I am, I would put stuff like this on my walls. Is this who I am? What would love do now? So reminding myself to think about what I wanted, what love would do. Even notes. I had little notes like this. Until you evolve, you will revolve. I had these stuck all over my wall in my office just to remind me to think about what I wanted. Here, this is a good one. And funny, they're all wrinkled because they've gotten wet from being at different places. So every day, I can't even read that because it's backwards. Decide, declare, create, express, experience, and fulfill my highest notion of who I really am. So I just put notes all over the place to remind me, again, because our thoughts are creating, and when we see these things, even if it's just as a glance and we don't think we're really seeing it, our subconscious mind is seeing it. So lists I find very effective. I write out every single detail of what I want, and I get as specific as possible. I mean, even for my job, I put on crazy things that I didn't even think were possible, and they're my job now. I'm working at that job. It's a 10-minute drive from where I live. I do a bunch of personal things at work, and my boss helps me. So, I mean, you can manifest amazing things. So, it's kind of cool. What I also find very effective with manifesting is not only visualize what you want, but feel it. Like, bring every emotion in. So for when I was manifesting the workshop room, I would see us all in the big room. I would see us all having fun, all laughing, talking, you know, all of our soul family, all of the attendees. So I just made it as real as possible, as if it was already happening. And I brought all of my emotions into it. So I was just feeling the joy of it, and feeling the laughter, and feeling the fun, and even seeing the sunshine streaming in through the window, and just embracing it like it was real. Because that's the thing, the universe doesn't know the difference between our imagination and reality, because our imagination is part of reality. So one of the ways to manifest is just think it into reality. You know how that saying goes? What's that saying? Fake it till you make it?
Okay.
Same thing. That's it, right? So it's not really faking it, though, if you don't think of it that way. If you think about, you know, you're just thinking about what you want as if you already have it. Because the law of attraction states that you can't have what you don't already have. I know that seems kind of oxymoronish, but it's really, your energy must be in alignment with what you want, because we attract, like attracts like. So we must be in the flow of the energy of what we want in order to bring it to us. So if we're in the flow of thinking, well, I can't have that, there's no way that's part of my life, I can't manifest that, well, guess what? You're not going to manifest that. If you think, yes, I already have that, if you feel it into being as if you already have it, then the universe goes, well, sure you have it. Here, you might as well have it because you already think you have it. Because the universe doesn't know any different between your thoughts and your reality. That's what's the fascinating thing about manifesting. And you've had some experiences of that too, I think. Even in your vehicle, you kind of dreamed up your vehicle into...
I've done that a couple of times. Actually, in my early years, I manifested that of course, I didn't know I was manifesting again. But what I really wanted was I wanted a hot rod vehicle. And there was a specific type of a specific car that had a specific engine in it. And it, lo and behold, one of my relatives actually owned that car. So I ended up with my hot rod 1965 Oldsmobile with the 425 engine in it.
That's cool.
It was beautiful.
Ta-da!
And I had no idea.
Nope. All you have to do is think about it. So yeah, I wrote on here, writing lists, which we talked about, visualizing what you desire. And it's funny, here's another one of my pieces of paper. I have always wanted a house with a spiral staircase, just because I remember my castle life. I love spiral staircases. So I keep this as one of my visuals. I just pulled it out of a magazine, and someday I'm going to have my spiral staircase house. Yay. So yeah, visualizing and vision boards, of course. This is another funny one. Reminders on my phone. This might sound weird, but again, what we think about, we bring about. So what I did, even for the workshop, is every 2 hours, I put a reminder on my phone to remind me of what I did want, not what I didn't want, because it's easy enough to think about what we don't want. And guess what? If we think about what we don't want, we can create it just as easy as we can create what we do want. So you got to remind yourself to think about what you do want. So I put a reminder in my phone of everything I wanted and had it go off every 2 hours. So here was a snapshot of my phone at the end of the day with all the reminders in it. And so there was, I said, we did it. And I listed the number of people we wanted at the workshop, and you can't see all of it, but all the rooms are booked, and we got the big room that we wanted. I also put in there, the universe has my back, just to remind me that, you know what, the universe is always conspiring on our side. That's one thing to remember when we're manifesting, is the universe is part of us. So it is working for our best interest. Water. We talked about water. If you need to go get the door, that's fine. Is that what you're telling me?
Maybe.
Okay. Because it's 11/11, it's like an anniversary for us, and we don't ever order in, but we order in pizza on 11/11 every year, and our pizza might be here. So Rob might have to go to the door. We were hoping we'd get this video done beforehand, but you never know. So yes, in one of our videos, again, when we were talking about how I had to choose whether I was going to be a victim or if I was going to be a creator when I was going through all the lawsuit stuff with my karmic partner. One of the ways I created all of the changes and the drop in the lawsuits and owing nobody any money was infusing the energy of what I wanted into water and then drinking the water. Because water is such a conductor and a powerful energy creator. When we put our energy into water and then drink it, we then filter ourselves with all of that same energy. So that's another very powerful way to create. Gratitude is so important in manifesting. When we are thankful for what we have, the universe gives us more. If we're going to whine and complain about what we have or what we don't have, the universe is going to, well, why should I give you more? If you can't be happy with what you have, you're not going to be happy with more. So being grateful for not only what you have, but what you desire. What I often do is thank you for this thing in my life that I desire coming to me at the perfect time. Because when we remember that there truly is no time, there is only now, we know that our desire will come to us in divine time. Whether that's 1 week, 1 year, 1 millennium, who knows? It doesn't matter. It'll come to us when it's supposed to. And another thing, oh, I forgot my little crystal. Oh, well. Manifesting with a tangible thing. What I like to do is I have a crystal heart-shaped rock, and I hold it and I send love into it, and then I send that love out. And that's another way that I manifest, is with a tangible item. So it can be like a rock, it can be a crystal, it can be whatever you resonate with. It doesn't matter. So those are some ways to manifest. And again, with manifesting, you can manifest anything. There is no limit. You can manifest trips and holidays. In fact, that's another thing I often manifest. When we're going on a holiday, I send my energy ahead and manifest that everything works out smoothly, and that, lines even, we don't need to stand in lines to get everything. Everything flows. And I've noticed the difference when I manifest versus when I don't manifest. Sometimes I've forgotten to manifest for holidays. So it works. And another last thing that I do for my demonstrations, you can help me with my demos. I have again, we showed this in one of our story videos. I put up a whole pile of expect miracles. I put them everywhere just to keep my energy positive. I just printed a whole bunch of them off the internet to remind me that I can create miracles. And we have. So it works. Again, what you think about, you bring about, right? So plaster whatever you want all over the place and watch it come. Ta-da! So with all that being said, we, if you didn't hear about it yet, we just did a live radio show.
Yes.
With Debbie Dubois and Kelly McKinstry and Marla Kelly. Today, Dio unfortunately wasn't able to be with us because he was in Italy doing his own workshop. But we did a live radio show today, and at the end, Debbie announced that we're going to be part of an online workshop with her.
December 9th.
Yeah. So on that day, one of the things that we are going to be doing as part of the workshop is doing a manifesting exercise. So if you want to learn more about manifesting, come to the workshop and we will teach you some more about manifesting, because it's not like I have extra powers. We all have the ability to manifest. It's just learning to tap into that powerful energy. So we will have the link to the workshop below. It's very inexpensive. The reason we've all decided to do this is because after BAMF, or even before BAMF, so many people were expressing how they wanted to come and weren't able because of travel arrangements and family commitments and, you know, all sorts of things, kids and all of that. So an online workshop, I mean, who can't go to that?
I think it's an excellent idea. It gives people a chance who really can't really travel very much to still participate in a workshop.
Yep.
I'm quite excited about this.
Yes. So we'll have the links below and you can learn more about manifesting and actually do a manifesting exercise. So we hope to see you there. And if not, or if so even, we will connect with you in our next video.
Yay.
Yay.
Well done.
We love you guys. Happy 11/11/11 and manifest away. It's a powerful time to manifest. Yay.
All right.
Okay, we're going now. Bye.
Bye.